Lyndon Lebayan.
Synced. Hi guys, I'm Lyndon and welcome to my take on the What's in My Camera Bag video. I want to show you guys what I put in my ceremony reception kit. We'll go with that. Everything I'm going to show you is currently being kept in this Canadian Tire Maximum hard case. It's filled with pick and pluck and I got it for like $80. This got me through 2021 and I think I'm going to be moving everything over into my main case, the Pelican 1535 Air this spring. Yeah, at some point this spring, I'm probably gonna switch everything over to this guy. While the case will change, I'm pretty sure the gear inside the case will remain the same throughout 2022. I put this kit together because I wanted to separate all my B-roll and A-roll stuff. And basically anything that I needed to lock off or set and forget for ceremony and reception, I wanted all that separate. Okay, but we'll get into it. Let's get into it. First, we'll talk about the GH5 Legendary camera. Pair it with the LUMIX 35-100, 70-200 equivalent. I use a battery grip. I use 2 batteries and I rarely ever have to replace any. If I do, it's just really in the grip and I can trust that the body's battery is gonna pick up the slack if it needs to switch over. The 70-200 is perfect. I keep this locked off on the groom. I should mention that GH5 has like 2 SD cards. I use 2 SD cards, but I don't use the backup recording. I use the relay recording where it records to one SD card and then it fills up and then it writes to the other one. Because at any point, if the SD cards fill up, I can swap the first card that filled up with a brand new one. I preferred to do that just for these locked off cameras. I should mention I use a Freewell variable ND with a magnetic cap. Super convenient, really quick. I like it. Next up is the LUMIX G9. I pair this with a LUMIX 12-35, 24-70 equivalent. Like the GH5, I use a battery grip, 2 batteries, rarely have to swap one battery out. 2 SD cards, I run them in relay just in case. I also use a Freewell VND with a magnetic cap. I'll mention that both these lenses and bodies have image stabilization. I actually run them on, even while they're locked off on tripods, in case the flooring picks up vibrations and transfers it to the tripod. The OIS and the dual IS helps negate that. If we're shooting outdoors, slight wind gusts are negated easily with the image stabilization. So a crappy thing about the G9 is that it has the 30-minute record limit. I still think it's a great pair to the GH5. Next to having like a GH5 or a GH5 Mark II, after the version 2.0 upgrade, I think, this thing is basically a GH5, able to do 4K, 10-bit, 422. Other than that 30-minute record limit, I think it's the perfect pair to a GH5. Okay, next is the audio equipment. So again, this stuff is like anything that I'm gonna set up at the beginning of a reception or a ceremony, hit record, and not have to think about it. So this is the Zoom F6. I love this little recorder. Yeah, it takes either AA's or these Sony NPF style batteries, which is really convenient because I've got like 6 of these now. It's a little overkill, but I got it because this thing can do 32-bit float recording, and I won't go into why that's awesome. It's really nice to have, especially when I know I don't have full control of the audio sometimes. The backup recorder I use is the Zoom H1N. So while the F6 will get plugged into like directly to house systems or the DJ's mixing board, I would take this and I put it next to a speaker. If I couldn't plug this into a speaker directly, powered speakers have line or auxiliary out. I would plug this in to a lavalier. So I would take this lavalier and I would actually tape this to either the side or the front of speakers, or actually tape this onto microphones on like a podium or a stand or something, and tape this guy either to the base or to the side of whatever the heck I was connecting this to. But yeah, this has saved me in the instances where the hotels or the restaurants don't know or don't want me to access their sound systems. And for cables, I'll just have whatever I think I'll need. Again, normally I will know like what I'm getting myself into. I'll be able to talk to the bride or the planners and know if I'm gonna be dealing with a DJ. I'll typically bring like XLR cables, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch adapters. I should be ready for whatever kind of audio system they have, should they let me access the audio systems. Last but not least, the tripods. These are the Peak Design aluminum travel tripods. The fact that I can fit 2 of these into one of these hard cases really made this whole thing possible. Also, the fact that I'm using Micro Four Thirds bodies and lenses These tripods really brought the whole kit together. I think they weigh like 3.5 pounds. So like together, I guess, yeah, like 7 pounds together, which is a far cry from what I used to be using. I used to be using these Manfrotto, I think 190 and 290X with the fluid head tripod heads. And I think it was like 12 pounds, 12 to 13 pounds, just those two together. And they weren't that compact. They were pretty rough to carry. I had to get a huge bag, and it really sucked. I really got caught up when I first started like buying all this camera gear or whatever. All the auxiliary stuff, I say auxiliary, but all the accessories, like, oh, I'm shooting video, I need a video tripod head. You don't. Like, I'm not panning or tilting, not trying to do smooth movements with a tripod when I'm at a reception or a ceremony. These heads are more than enough. This is more than enough for what I need. I'm just gonna lock it off and tear it down at the end of the event. Perfect. I think that pretty much wraps it up. Again, I'm going to be keeping this kit pretty much the same. What will be changing this year, I know, at least I hope what will be changing this year is the main kit and what I'm gonna be carrying that in. So if I can move everything from this and transition into this, I'll not only be moving away from the pick and pluck foam, but I'll be making use of my DIY dividers in this case. And this is the 1535 Air version. So it's a little bit more, it's a little flimsier. That's maybe a bad word, but it's made of a lighter plastic and lighter construction. So it's much easier to carry, but it holds the same capacity as the other box. Moving away from the pick and pluck, I should be able to make use of more room, be more efficient with the space inside here. But that's another video. I'm hoping by March, I have everything I need for the main kit. And I'll do another video for the main kit. Okay, I think that pretty much does it. If you like this video, comment. I'm serious, comment. Tell me if you're interested in seeing what that primary kit evolves into. I guess check back like February or March. Hopefully the news I'm looking for comes out in February and I make the moves and decisions to upgrade the primary kit. Okay, but that's it. Thanks guys. I will see you in the next video. I don't know what the next one's gonna be, but I'll see you in it. Bye-bye. Oh, that light just died. Okay, bye guys.